Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, today we're going to have a look at a map that is inspired by a real-life location. It's not actually a real-life map, it draws real-life inspiration from this location. It's the Musel Valley in Germany, very well known for being a wine-growing region. Now the creator, this is actually...
It's my first map.
That's right. And it's not a bad first effort. Yes, there are a few beginner errors, and there are a few things that could be improved upon in maybe their second or third maps, but for a first map, it's actually a pretty solid start. So I think we should all show our appreciation right now. That's right, hitting that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. So thank you for your support. Today's map is called Musel by Ingenium. I love the thumbnail, that's really very nicely done indeed. Now let's have a little look at the start square. Start square is a little bit awkward, it's down there in the valley, but it's not completely unplayable, so it'll do fine. Let's have a look at the terrain heights. I'm really confused by the darkness on the top of these hills. Don't know what's going on there with my terrain heights, but there you go. Resources, pretty strong, pretty strong. I think we've got a little bit of resource painting for the rivers going on there. And then off to the workshop, what do we need? Well, no DLC, which is, I guess, good news. And then a medium length list of things to subscribe to. It's not too bad. We'll be using the Stray Cats theme Nature Reserve and the realistic 1.2 LUT. And there is that one-click collection as well. So you've got tree, 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 easy forest, tree, 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 tree pack, tree. Oh, and there's a list of, there's actually two different, there's a realistic 1.4.5 theme listed there as well. I'm not entirely sure why that is there. The Stray Cats theme automatically loads, so we've gone with that one. Okay, so here we are down at ground level. It's very much a map about this river valley. It's we have the highway and the rail running side by side. The rail will go and do its own thing in a moment, but the highway is fine. And there's plenty of room to build down here. And of course, if you want to go up onto the plateaus, plenty of room to build up there. So have a little cruise through. It's always interesting to see what people actually do for their first map, because you want to do something a little bit different. And this is a valiant, I've got to say, this is definitely a valiant attempt. Nice little feature coming up here. Not the most polished feature, but not a bad one. Decent bridge going on there. And we have the tunnel going underneath the castle. This is definitely something we've seen down in the Germanic regions. Anyway, the highways then continue through tunnels, and these are very nicely done tunnels. For a first map, those are actually excellent work. We've seen regular creators that can't actually get those tunnels done well. I thought that tree was encroaching, but it was just the LOD popping onto the road. When you get closer, that was much better. Anyways, now these bridges, I'm going to say these are asking for trouble. The stop and start on those bridges is right at the edge. You can see the line where the transition occurs across those bridges. And that can actually lead to blue mantle if you're not very careful. But we'll look out for that, and just in case, because there might be some more. Have a look at this bridge. This bridge is very similar as well. That stop starts at the same locations as well. Then we have the vanilla take actually going on by the looks of these bushes of vineyards on the Musel Valley, the hills there, and they're not badly done at all. Good use of the prop line tool. Then we have a little bit of terrain glitching along the side of the river here. Now that just needs a little bit of tidying up, that's a little bit of jig-jags going on there. But again, for a first map, a little thing, there are many things like that are wrong with this map. In fact, that's probably the very worst thing that's wrong with the map. So, yeah, actually all credit due. It's just one of those, you can go over the map 100 times and you'll always miss something. And that's from somebody who's been over these maps 100 times and has always missed something. Next bridge there, again, stop starts. Oh, you can see it. Yeah, a little bit of blue mantle. In fact, a lot of bit of blue mantle underneath that one. Not on the opposite side by the looks of it. But yes, that was always asking for trouble, I'm afraid. I do have, I keep mentioning it, we do have a tutorial on the channel how to get rid of blue mantle. What we see there? Oh, we've got some bushes just coming down the slope. I feel that if this was a real farm, the farmer wouldn't have bothered with building onto the cliff edge there. I would probably just remove those ones. And we're talking about next level detailing there. The detailing that we've got is pretty solid. Okay, so we'll carry on. We'll carry on. So yes, blue mantle. Yes, I have that tutorial. It shows you. I think I show you 3 different ways of actually dealing with blue mantle. There are multiple ways of doing it, and I think this creator will definitely improve on their game by actually just picking up 1 or 2 of those tips. Now, next bridge you can see already from all the way over here, big chunk of blue mantle with this bridge, big chunk, and again it was just asking to happen. Oh, we've got some on both sides by the looks of it. Yeah, a little hint on that side. And, well, Dracula fangs on this side. Dracula fangs of blue mantle. Not many YouTube channels will actually use that line today. I'm pretty sure of that. Okay, we'll just, we'll follow the river along. We are bending around all over the place with this river. Now we've got, this is your connection between the river valley and the plateau. This big old highway. I'm okay with this highway bridge, actually. I know a lot of people are going to be looking and going, oh, BonBonB might like that. I don't mind that. I don't mind it at all. And then we have this slightly clunky, just slightly clunky looking. That the heights are fine though. It just looks like it could be smoothed out a little bit. And there are tools for that. Let's use electrics mods, and then we'll just use the slope tool. See whether this will do. Which one of those two is? Oh, that's the highway behind, isn't it? And that's the highway there. So we'll use that one as well. Okay, and we'll just level it out with the enter. But now, let's have a look. Well, that's smoothed it out. I've got to say, I think I would like a couple of those nodes risen a little bit. Probably have to use move it for that. So that one and that one. This is probably going to cause a little bit of a jank on the right hand side. Yeah, I'll probably have to raise that right hand a little bit there as well. Somewhere about there. It still looks a bit bumpy, so maybe a smooth tool again on just this lower region. So that one, I mean, move it again. I was like, come on, that's it. Boom, one of those. Deselect that one, that one, that one, and boom. How's that looking now? Yeah, it's. I would go back. I would spend some more time on this myself, but it is possible to get it looking a lot smoother than it is already. Anyway, this highway then leads us up onto the plateau where we have this intersection going on here, and that's just going to handle the traffic quite nicely, and plenty of build space on the top of these hills as well if you want to get up here to do some work up here too. Anyway, back down into the river valley. Oh, hang on. Did I see blue mantle? It's just glitching out. Probably. I'm not going to get a new graphics card soon. Maybe this will affect, remove some of the glitching of the blue mantle from huge distance where you've got cliff faces. You know, the ones where you push the road in too sharply. Yeah, I'll be looking to do that soon anyway. Start square intersection. Looks like a hypodermic needle. Very nice indeed. And or it goes to boobies maybe. Okay. Oh, and more blue mantle in the start square. Never a pretty thing. Down here, you got to work a little bit to avoid the cliff edge. It's not the worst issue in the world, but I still feel that it might have been a slightly better place for the start square intersection to evolve. And then we have the asset of the day sat there in the start square. It's the commercial W2W1 wall-to-wall one by Smilies, and the stag shop is an adult shop. An adult shop. I've got to love these adult shops. Anyways, I'll get ready with factoids because factoids. Ah, yes. Good one today. Oh, if you have a look around the back of the adult shop, the back door is all blocked up. Yes, Yes, see, you're thinking what I'm thinking. Stop it. Factoids because factoids. Gandhi was assassinated on this day, the 30th of January 1948. The fanatical Hindu assassin first gave Gandhi the traditional religious greeting and then shot him several times at point-blank range. As he was dying, Gandhi turned to his murderer and gave him the Hindu sign for forgiveness. And then died. Which, yeah. I just hope there is an afterlife so that the likes of the good people can look down on us and wonder why we're spending all our time playing on Cities Skylines. Anyway, there you go. The stag shop. Oh, and the cleaners next door. Just for the dry cleaning. Getting the stains out of your suit afterwards. Commercial W2W1 by Smilies, today's asset of the day. Right, back down into the valley. And I quite like some of the terrain work on these valleys. I mean, I'd like to see it a little bit shallower and a little bit flatter on the top. But this is a nod to a real life location. And I don't think I can be too critical if we are actually trying to recreate an area. Well, okay, yes, it is just a fictional recreation. A nod to the area. But I'm not completely au fait with the area. And this is probably how it looks. Anyway, off into the fog now, which means we probably have a little look at the rail. The rail's got some interesting routes, like here, where it goes across an elevated section above a tunnel, deep in the fog, into a bridge. And that's an interesting little feature. Then we have these little ramps up to these slightly elevated bridges. I don't feel this needs to be elevated as much as it is. But it's not a huge issue. And it just feels a little bit uppy-downy. A little bit uppy-downy where it doesn't absolutely have to be. And then we've got, I'd say, another one here. So, yeah, just a slight incline up. It's not, I mean, well within toleration of the game. Oh, hang on, there's a train here. First-person view, I think. What do you reckon? If we have a look at this from first person, we'll see that it probably doesn't make that much difference. Realism be damned, but... are we in the front? We're not in the second carriage. I didn't realise you can get into the second carriage. Hang on, let's go into the front carriage. Into the actual engine itself. That's better. Right, so yeah, it's you can actually see there is an incline going on there. If this was a tram, that probably would be fine. But as a train, if you're wanting the realistic, this is probably not the map for you. If you're looking for a realistic map with canyons, then probably Bob's Crack. That's the one. Wellington 6012's map. Have a little look for that one. But it's not a great... That's more of a American style. If you're looking for European green style, we have a tunnel through there. Tunnel to bridge over the road, and then off into off cutting across the start square there. Showing start square. Maybe do a little rail terminus in that area. And then we go through a tunnel through this, then we join back up with the highway over here by the castle. So yes, yeah, if you're looking for this style, European style map, it's not a bad choice. I mean, a few things you might want to clean up first. But there's plenty to look at still in the second half of today's show. We'll take that intermission in a few moments and come back and have a look for any shipping.
Do you have trouble building on steep hills? Do your buildings continually glitch into or out of the ground? Then you need the Beginner's Guide to Building on Steep Hills by BonBonB. Click the information button now.
And back to Musel by Ingenium. And shipping routes. There isn't any. Which is, well, understandable really. It's not really sort of rivers that we would be looking to have big old ships going down. What about water flow? Well, it's a river, so we're hoping for water flow, yeah? And there's a little bit... Okay, so we're going upstream by the looks of it here. So yeah, we're going upstream at the moment. And follow the river up into the upstream. The way the river's merging there is... Yeah, that's the... Oh, yeah, okay, so we're still going upstream. Right. It looked like it should be going downstream at that point. And we're still going upstream. No, we're going downstream now. Huh? Okay, right, so we're going downstream. This is the start square kind of area, and the water is moving. That's the important thing. It is, we just skip towards the end, just to see whether the water's still going down. We're going downstream, yeah, so the water does carry on in the... It's just a little bit of confusion at the start, but there is motion in that ocean. It's just not very strong or very deep. Okay, lots of build locations and build options going on here. It's not the easiest map to build into. The rivers, I don't mind them. It's got a real natural kind of vibe to it. They just feel a little bit gouged and a little bit lumpy. You see the water's a little bit lumpy bumpy going on there. And the water spawn points aren't... I'm not buying these. But again, does it really matter? Does it really matter? Are you going to be looking at these when you're building your city? Probably not. But it's a valiant effort and actually quite intricate, especially for a first map. To see somebody actually go to all of the effort, and there is a lot of effort gone in here, trying to actually make a realistic looking river system. And trust me, that is a tough ask indeed, even for a top creator, let alone somebody new to the game. We've got a few drowned trees, well, more than a few drowned trees. We've got some elevated trees as well. The cluster of trees there, they are actually non-terrain conforming, so they're actually floating. And I have seen another cluster on some cliff edges somewhere that are just floating quite badly. You might have picked some out as we're flying by. If I come down here, can we have a little check down here? That one's fine. Really, really wet tree going on there. So we do have some issues with some tree placements, but again, it's nothing that can't be fixed with a quick brush of the bulldozer tool. A little bit of stop-start water going on there as well. It's not going to be game affecting because it is off in the tributaries, so that's not really a huge issue. The main river seems to be running very smoothly indeed, and that is a key point. Forests, we've got a real mix of trees. It's not super dense, but it doesn't really need to be. It's got enough coverage to say, hey, this is a forest. Look at me, I'm a forest. Anyway, what do you think of this map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. What do I think? I think it might just miss out on a top 10 place. But again, it's not down to me, it's down to you. Okay, aesthetically, I think it's pretty solid. I don't think it's pretty. I don't think it's glamorous. It's certainly not one of the most beautiful maps we're going to see, but it's very solid. It looks like what it wants to look like, and it's fine. I'm going to go for a middle 3 on this one. 3 stars for aesthetics. Detailing, there are some issues. We do have some glitchy bits along the side of the river and a lot of drowned trees with this one, but not in any key locations. I still think that it probably needs a little bit of work, so I'm going to give it a 2 stars for detail, but the creator has obviously got a little bit of potential to definitely improve on that one. Gameplay potential, playable. It's playable. I don't know if it's excitingly playable, but it's very playable. I'm going to give it a strong 3 stars. 3. I was toying with 4, but I'm going for 3. Musel by Ingenium. That is not a bad effort for a first map at all. Just a few glitchy bits to tidy up on. You've got 3 stars across the board. It is definitely what I call a BonBonB pass mark. If you get 3 stars across the board, it's fine. Absolutely fine. Playable. Just no seal of approvals today, I'm afraid. Well, thank you very much for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing, for joining me for another map in the What's Map series. There'll be another one coming along tomorrow because it's another weekday and, you know, we do these things, don't we? It'll also be the BonBonB Buddy voted one. Those guys in the top right-hand corner are responsible for tomorrow's map. Blame them, not me, if it's no good.